Hey, you guys, welcome back to Christmas in July 2026. In this video, I'm going to share with you how easy it is to decorate a super glam, frosty, champagne and gold Christmas tree step by step. This is one of my favorite trees that I've done here on the channel, and I really hope they will inspire you for your Christmas decorating in 2026. Remember, right now we're posting videos daily, Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time here on the channel. And also, if you want to join our live sessions, head on over to Facebook, where you can find a post pinned to the top to get access to my private group, Ramon at Home Masterclass. It is so much fun, the live sessions. I'm having a lot of fun interacting with y'all live, and I really hope that you consider joining. All right, you guys, let's get started with this beautiful glam, super glam Christmas tree decorating DIY. Let's take a look. All right, everyone, so we're going to decorate this Christmas tree on a very glam mixed metals woodsy wintry theme, if that makes sense to you. I think it'll make sense at the end of it, but I just want to show you something real quick. The inspiration for this look was this gorgeous ribbon that has a chevron pattern on sequence, and it's just absolutely beautiful. It has all of the mixed metals and a pin that I better take off because I don't want to scream. Oh, it's just the wire. Okay, so anyways, this beautiful ribbon is going to be our inspiration, and we're going to be using a mesh champagne color and a silver as an accent. Now, I want to explain real quick. This is a basic greenery tree. And remember, I told you these trees are meant for designing on them. But if you want to give them some depth and dimension, that you might want to use some of these flocked branches or any other branches that extends the shape of your tree out. I'm using flocked branches because the theme is a little bit more snowy and a little bit more glam, so I wanted to give it that feel. But if you don't know how to do this, I have a video that I did before, and I explained to you how you can change the look of your tree. Let's take a look real quick. All right, so now that we know how to add these flocked branches, I'm gonna start by adding my ribbon, and I'm gonna go ahead and just drop it on the floor like I always do. And remember to always start your ribbon by dovetailing. And now I'm gonna tell you something. When you buy beautiful ribbons like this, we're so afraid to cut them because they're a little bit more pricier than regular. But I really just encourage you to go ahead and cut your ribbons and do whatever it is that you have to do to well, get the job done, you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 2-loop bow, and we're going to do something different. You guys have seen me do ribbons coming down, so I want to do something different. But to start, I always like to start with a bow, and I always like to start at the top. And I'm going to start right here, and remember to grab your branch and push that ribbon all the way down. So I'm going to do another loop right here. I went ahead and attached with 2 of my bristles. So I'm going to go ahead and do another loop right here by adding and then just twisting some of these bristles together, and see how we added a little bit more texture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1 loop, and remember, when you're doing loops, go ahead and pull out and make sure that you really give it a give, because you want to make sure that you have the ribbon showing after we add all of the ornaments and such. Like that. Somebody asked me, Ramon, how will you decorate a fresh Christmas tree? Well, the secret for a fresh Christmas tree, it's basically you do the same. However, when you are attaching to the tree, you want to use your wire. Where any place that you would do the cross of the bristles to attach the ribbon, you use a wire and you attach it to the Christmas tree. All right, I hope that helps someone who was asking about those. To continue with this, I'm going to do a 1 single loop right here. And I'm gonna add some of these wires. I'm gonna take some out so it is easier for me. And I'm just gonna go ahead and attach right here. And I'm gonna start with this one right about here. Make sure that all of that sequin really shows, because that is why I call our money maker. That's because that's like the showy part of the ribbon. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cross over to this side. So sorry if I give you my back. Right here. And I'm gonna attach with this right here. Now remember, there's going to be a lot of other items, so we basically finished all the bolts. I was explaining on a Facebook Live that I did that when you know, sometimes we don't want to cut our ribbons, or when we are making a project for a customer, we want to save some of those things. Well, number one, the customer already paid for it, so might as well just give it to them and put it on the wreath. And we tend to be like, oh, this is for another project later, and we just end up with a whole bunch of crap in our garage like I have. Then you have to go through it. So I recommend to just go ahead and use it all. All right, so I'm gonna add this guy. Isn't this ribbon just absolutely glorious, you guys? It's just so beautiful. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go in with this beautiful mesh ribbon and just drop it on the floor. It is easier just to go back and clean later. And for this particular one, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do a, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Look how it sparkles and it glistens. So gorgeous. All right, so I'm gonna do a 3-loop bow and I'm gonna attach with one of my wires. And I'm gonna go right here where I added this guy right here. So now we're gonna have a 4-loop bow. But instead of going that way, I wanna come down this way. And I'm gonna attach right there with one of my bristles. Get my scissors over here. And I'm just gonna let it hang like that. And then I'm gonna dovetail. So basically just one loop, because remember we still have the silver. If you guys have any questions, be sure to leave them down below. I've been trying to answer all of your comments. However, this time of the year, you know, the end of September, or I'm sorry, October and beginning of November, there's so many messages that sometimes it's hard, but I do read them all, I promise you. If you got a little heart, that means that I've read your comments. I do try to, however, answer all of the comments. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna come right here where I looped, and I'm gonna go in on the same spot, and I'm gonna grab the same bristle that I attached with, and then I just give it a 2 right there. And for this one, I'm gonna do a bigger loop like this, and I'm gonna go all the way in right here. Okay, so we're gonna continue to our ornaments, but first I'm gonna undo my coat because I feel like it's pulling on me, so I feel more freer this way. I'm gonna start with 3 sizes of ornaments. So I'm gonna do a large gold, a medium silver, and then a champagne small with a really pretty shape. And I'm gonna only do about 3 of each to show you that you do not need a whole bunch of ornaments to have a gorgeous Christmas tree. And what you wanna do is you wanna wire them first, and I'm gonna add one right here. Remember to create a shape when you are decorating your Christmas tree. So I'm gonna probably go up here somewhere because I want them to show, and you wanna make sure that also you fluff those bows at the end because they're gonna get a little flatter right now. So I have one right here, one right here. So I'm gonna go over to this side and I'm gonna go on a ladder motion. So just add this guy right here, throw your wire, and this ornament is not going anywhere. So as you guys can see, it is super easy. I'm gonna wire a few of these silver ones, and just to show you, put a wire through, you get in one twist. And what I want to do, and I want to explain real quick, is that when you're doing bigger ornaments like this, you wanna make sure that you attach them close together, because we usually would do clusters of ornaments, but when you're having larger ones like this, well, you cannot do clusters because it would be really hard to maneuver. But the secret here is to put them close together. As you guys can see, I have these 2 right here. So just give them one twist, pull that wire back. I'm gonna do one more on the other side. So I'm gonna come over to this side, and for this particular one, I'm gonna go over here. I'm going to attach, and see how they're filling in that tree. So now I'm gonna do a few of these gorgeous, they have this like shape to them, and it has that glimmering glisten to it that I love, 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 love. So I'm gonna continue adding them close to each other. I'm gonna go here, and see how I just twisted that wire, and that's why you wanna wire your ornaments. The very first thing I do when I get ready to decorate my tree or a client's tree or a tree for a video is like, I like to wire all of my ornaments, because that way I don't have to struggle with that little string that they come with, you guys. You have to cut that out. They first of all look super tacky, I feel like, and it just takes away from your Christmas tree. So that's why you wanna make sure that you wire them all. And see how you don't need a whole bunch of ornaments to fill in? We're gonna be doing a few picks. Let's see, what do I want to add this last one of these shapes? So I'm gonna add this one right here. Now I do have other style of ornaments that I'm gonna save for the end. And I wanna mention these cute little guys are from the dollar store. You can buy a whole bunch of them, and I use them to organize all of my ornaments and picks and all the things when I'm working. All right, so I have right here set picks. So I'm gonna use two styles of picks, and I'm gonna start with this particular one because this is going to really fill in. One thing that you have to do is you have to fluff this particular pick, or any pick for that matter, because, well, they come flat on a box like this, and look what's prettier. You know what I'm saying? It just takes an extra second. And what I'm going to do is right here, I'm gonna open up right here, and I'm gonna stick this pick, and look how we give it dimension. Here's the pick, here's the ornament. So I'm gonna do one here. So basically you want to just pull every single one of these little branches apart, and you wanna go each way. So it comes more like a bush, like this. So I added one right here. I'm gonna add one here. And just make sure that you go all the way in. So you want to open up your tree, and look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, so I have a few more. Let's see, where else? I think I'm going to do over on this side. You want to make sure that you do it. If you have a tree that is not against the wall, you want to make sure that you save some of the same elements to decorate the back of your tree, because or if it's on a window, you know, you want to make sure that you have some of the elements that are being put on the Christmas tree to save to the back. All right, so I'm going to add another one probably on this side, like over here, to just give it that beautiful feel to it. So now I have some of these long picks, and these are like a fern. So I'm going to start adding some right here on the top. And look at that, that just extends your tree, and it gives it so much shape. And remember, I told you to put them sideways. Don't put them flat like this, because you will lose it. So you kind of have to give it a twist when you insert like that, and look at that. So now I'm gonna go over to this side. I'm gonna add a few of them here to the bottom, like that, going down. And look how beautiful it looks with the flocked stem. I'm gonna do another one over here. Sorry if I disappear, but I'll be showing you the picks and the stems, which is more important. One right here. Once again, just let your eye dictate where is it that it wants to live. I'm gonna go one here on the top, going this way. And make sure they go sideways like that. So these two are basically framing my bow right here. I'm gonna go over to this side, like this. Then I'm gonna go ahead and go in this side, like this. How gorgeous is this, you guys? I'm gonna add a few more items, so stay tuned. Okay, so now that we are finished fluffing and all of our ornaments are in, the last thing I wanna add is some of these gorgeous, big, oversized magnolia that are glittered. And what I want to do with it is I want to create kind of like a skirt going down only on the bottom of the tree. So I'm gonna add one right here. I'm going to add one right here. So I'm going to alternate between the gold and the white. I'm gonna move over to this side. So now I'm gonna add one right here, making sure that it drapes down like this. And I'm gonna move over to the other side and add the last one over on this side, and making sure that goes down. So now I'm gonna give you a close-up. Stay tuned. Okay, so I just want to show you guys what the tree looks like up close and personal, and look at this ribbon. Isn't this ribbon just everything? The way the sparkles and it catches the lights, and the poinsettias really do add that Christmas feel to it. I love the champagne with the silver and the gold and the bow at the top. It looks just so beautiful with the poinsettias and all of those ferns hanging out. So pretty, you guys. I really do recommend, if you are doing metals this year, go ahead and mix your metals. And as you guys can see, it was super easy. And how about the skirt of magnolia and garland at the bottom? Isn't that just absolutely beautiful? The way it catches the light, all of these ribbons with so much glitter. You guys, it is Christmas, and it is the only time we get to let it sparkle and let it shine. All right, you guys, so that's all I have, and I really hope that you enjoy this ultra glam Christmas tree. Just a quick reminder, we are right now posting videos Monday through Friday here on YouTube to inspire you for Christmas in July, so that way you get ready, you get all the techniques and ideas for your Christmas decorating 2026. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing, and until next time, you can see more videos right now. Bye.